Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Josh, and today we're going to be talking about a lens that was very kindly sent out to me by the guys at TTArtisan, and that is the 21mm f1.5 for the L mount. To start off with, let's talk about the physical characteristics of this lens. It's a manual focus only lens, so it may not be suitable for you autofocus lovers. However, it is very small and probably the smallest lens that I've seen so far for the L mount system. But despite its size, it's built extremely well. It's got an all metal construction with no plastic whatsoever, so it feels really nice and weighted in the hands, and very premium actually. The focus ring takes up the majority of the body of the lens, and it's very weighted and very smooth, so therefore you shouldn't really get any issues of knocking your focus slightly when there is a built-in petal style lens hood on this lens, and the front element is actually curved or concaved, whatever the right word is for that. But don't worry, they do actually include a little screw-on adapter which essentially allows you to attach filters with a thread size of 72mm. So rest assured you can still use your ND filters and all that sort of good stuff with this lens. This lens does stop down to f1.5, which is absolutely crazy for the price, and it means that you're able to get a great deal of subject separation, all the while having that really dramatic, nice and wide frame of view. For this reason, I'd actually say it works really well for vlogging, despite it being a manual focus only lens. I actually have tried vlogging with this lens, so I took it out with me and essentially set it to its minimum focus distance and then held it at an arm's length and then stopped it down to f2. Now for vlogging, I wouldn't really use f1.5, especially with a manual focus only lens, purely because it becomes quite hard to actually nail your focus, especially when your arm's moving and of course your head's moving slightly in the frame, etc. So I think that 1.5 might be a bit too shallow for that use case, but at f2 I was able to get some pretty pleasing results. In fact, what you're watching right now is actually being filmed on the TTArtisan's 21mm f1.5 on my Panasonic S5, and I've got to say, when this lens is actually used at, let's say, f1.5 to f2, it's still very sharp and the center sharpness is actually really impressive. Despite vlogging and other scenarios where you might want that wider field of view and that great subject separation, I actually do think that this lens is very well suited for landscape and real estate photography as well. When you start stopping this lens down, it becomes extremely sharp and very impressive, and it's actually very easy to focus with when you are shooting stills. When I was out vlogging, however, I did notice that there is some flaring with this lens, especially when you're standing somewhat angled where the sun is sort of not on the good side of you, so bear that in mind. Overall though, for the price, I would say that this lens is definitely worth considering. It's built extremely well, as I said before, it's extremely sharp and it has the ability to stop down to f1.5, which is absolutely crazy at this price point. I can comfortably say that I will be using this lens more on my paid corporate work in the scenarios where I want a slightly wider field of view than 24mm, or where I'm shooting in low light but still need that wide field of view and maximum sharpness. So therefore, I genuinely would recommend this lens for L mount shooters. Of course, you do lose autofocus capabilities with this lens, and there are some other caveats to it, but to be honest, I think that for the price, you can't really go wrong. Anyway, I hope you found this video somewhat entertaining, useful or interesting, and if you did, then please consider subscribing. I will leave a link to this lens down below as well, so check it out if you are interested, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Thank you.